Ginger here from Webwench DIY Nails. How are you? We're here today to do a manicure on the right hand here. I'm showing you the builder gel that I have on that I put peel base over. This is a thermal builder gel from Dipsters called Villain. We're going to use Wood and Wines here from Sparkling Co. And from Gigi's Custom Dips, we have Carrot. Both of these are, this is my first fall mani. This is episode 1 in a series of fall 2022 fall manicures. Yes. This is my palette. I'm going to be using the Dipsters gel. We have the gel base. It's HEMA free. And the glossy gel topper, which is also HEMA free, both from Dipsters. This is the second manicure I'm using those gel liquids on. The first was the left hand in this video, which you see. I'll put the link to that application and the fix video I did for I was not used to the liquids yet, so that's a little thick. It's a little bulky, but I fixed it, and I have a video for that too. I'll leave that up in the cards for you. Now, check this out. Woods and Wine. Look at all that foil. If you are into doing color block designs with foils and things like that, you have got a lot of extra foil in here to work with. There is more than enough foil included. I feel like they threw in extra so that you could use it for your designs. I love that. I mean, it's really a lot of foil, guys, really. I always stir my powders before application. Making them fluffy helps get thinner layers, better coverage and thinner layers. Now, I thought, this is a thermal, but my builder gel I was showing you there is kind of thin. So I wanted to build up strength because my nails have gotten really long thanks to all of this, and I want to build up a little strength in an apex so that so they stay long. I'm going to use the clear from Dipsters here to build. Now don't forget, this is, I have the peel base. So over that, I'm putting a 3/4 middle layer first in gel with the Dipsters clear. Again, this is just for strength, but there's another reason that I wanted to do this. A lot of people, I've told a lot of people that one of the reasons I don't use clear dip powder to encapsulate my glitters when I'm doing a gel manicure is because clear powders will leave white specks in a gel base. It's only clear if you use the dip liquids. So since this is a gel application, I figured if I build my strength with the clear, I can show you guys the speckles that happen when you use a clear dip powder and a gel base. So I go 3/4 way down the nail and just cover the middle of the nail in that first layer. After it cures for 60 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, up to you. 60 seconds seems to work best for me with my light. I use the brush to remove the excess powder from the nails. The reason we do that is because we want thin layers, number one. And if you, I don't know what I was trying to say there. If you want to make sure that you do not build up powder on your brush for your base coat, your gel base, you want to make sure that's all off of there. So I always make sure to brush off very well, usually with the strong brush that you'll see later. So the second coat of clear, I'm doing the entire nail. So it's a very slight apex build. I do have builder gel on my natural nails, so I'm not too worried about actually building a nail shape, that's there with the builder gel. I just wanted to add a little oomph, a little extra strength. These are the longest my natural nails have been in a long time, so I'm on a mission to see how long I can make them last. It's good to have goals, right? Tap, pour over, laying your finger in. For me, now that I know these liquids a little better, they all work, but I do find that now that I've figured out the amount of gel I need on my brush to get that thin layer, I'm able to lay my finger in, and I think that's what I prefer right now. I feel like as long as I roll my finger over the powder quickly and very lightly, don't push down, don't push it in, kind of roll it instead. I find that's been giving me the thinnest layers on, and it always works on my right hand, which is my dominant hand. So these manicures are always harder for me, but they are getting easier over time, so there is hope. You too can get better at doing your dominant hand. This is the strong brush I was talking about earlier. This is an essential tool that you need. If you don't already have one, do yourself a favor and improve your manicures immediately by getting one of those. And here you can see the white speckles that are left. Once the gel cured, I cured this last layer for 60 seconds, and you can see the white specks of the clear powder. And that's because of the interaction with the gel base. And that's not just Dipster's gel base. That's every gel base I've used. There are a few. I've used Mani Boss. I've used iGel. I've used Revel, Fairy Glamour. I've used quite a few. And it happens in all of them. So there's got to be some kind of science behind it that I am not privy to. But that's okay. I don't need to know. I know the result. That's really all I need to know. So for building strength, it's fine. But if you want to encapsulate your glitters in clear powder, you're going to have to figure out how to switch to the dip method. I haven't bothered with that yet. When I do, I'll make a video. I have to think about it. There's a lot going on right now, okay? If you're new to the channel and you don't know me yet, my name is Ginger. I have a full-time job working for the state of New York, and it's very intense. It's a very busy job. It's a very high responsibility job. So this is my hobby. This is what I do on my off time. A lot more and more and more as time goes on. But I really enjoy it. I've always enjoyed doing my nails. I've always had well manicured nails, and then the pandemic happened, and then I didn't. And I went back to basics. I started doing regular nail polish. I used to go, before that I had been going to the salon and getting, I think it was acrylics. But anyway, I digress. So here we go. I've already started. Oh, I'm sorry. I've started with the carrot. I did a full coat on 2 accent nails, and now I'm going in with the foil. This is the important one. You notice that I stirred it before I did this, and that was to get a lot of the bigger foils out of the way towards the edges so that I could make sure I get some color on this nail. This color, the foils are awesome. I love the foils. Ooh, shiny, great. But the colors in this dip are a maroon, burgundy, glittery, just delicious looking, honestly. So I wanted to make sure that I got a good amount of color coverage on the nail as well. That was me coughing. Did you see all the foils fly up in the air? I was hoping that the video would catch it better, but it didn't, because it was like poof. Oh God. I'm such a klutz. If there's a way for something really strange and weird to happen, it'll happen to me. So it makes for entertaining videos. You'll see, you take every every layer is 60 seconds cure. Let's just put that out there right now. Every once in a while you'll see me pressing down on the foils, and that's to make sure. Before I cured it, I did that too, because I wanted to make sure that the foils were at least touching some gel, so that it had a better chance of actually staying there. The foils are so thin that I find that if you don't do that, do not brush off before you cure, obviously, but after you cure, I'm always careful when I brush, just because I want to have as much foil on my nails as I can. I don't want to brush them off. So that's a delicate dance you got to figure out for yourself. I'm sure everybody does that differently. But I do press down the foils and glitters. If they're chunky glitters, I press it down pretty well. I usually have these little finger condoms. That's what I call them. But they're just covers for one finger, so that I can just press down with foils and chunky glitters and stuff like that. Because again, thin layers is my goal here. So don't forget, brush away from your cuticle. And because I was so hesitant to move any of that foil or the glitter I'm finding when the gel was uncured, I didn't see some of this stuff had hit my skin. So when at all possible, I make an effort not to cure or even get gel on my skin. If it does, I try to make sure I don't cure it on there. It's a higher risk of developing a gel allergy. I am trying to avoid that because I am having a blast with this stuff. So I would be very disappointed if I couldn't do gel manicures anymore. I like gel better than dip liquids for one reason, folks, because I'm slow and I'm indecisive, and if I'm doing a nail design, I like to give myself the few extra seconds that gel liquids give me. Dip liquids just dry too fast. If you don't like the way that chunky glitter landed, you're kind of out of luck. I like the seconds that the gel gives me to move stuff around and get a design just right. I was hoping to keep this manicure to one layer of color, but I'm never happy in one layer. And with this thermal builder gel underneath, I noticed that the cold color at the tips was showing through, especially on the carrot. Well, most on the carrot. You can't see through the other one, but so I made sure that my second layer was full coverage, a nice layer, and that powder is very finely milled for it, and it's not a shimmer, it's a glitter, but it's so finely milled that it's like a very strong shimmer, and it's a nice consistency. I was able to get full coverage to the point where I could no longer see my darker thermal at the tips. So I was very happy with that. I really like that powder. Any powder that's very, very finely refined, so that it's more of a powder than not granular at all, those are going to always apply the thinnest and with the best coverage in my experience. So I always keep an eye out for those. So I wouldn't have had to done the second coat of the foils if I hadn't missed that one spot on the thumb here. I think I could have gotten away with one coat of this foil one, but I missed that spot. So, and now I got to keep everything even. I can't do two coats on one finger of the same color with it. I can't. There's something in my brain that won't let me do that. So all of the wood and wine nails get a second coat now. But that's all right, because any mistakes you make on your first layer, you can correct with either filing. If you're lucky, you can correct it with filing and be done with it. Sometimes you can correct it with your second layer. Just like that thumb. I mean, I missed that area, that little spot. So in my second layer, I just made sure to get that spot, and we were good to go. Once you cure the second layer, there's that scrub brush again, brushing away from the cuticle. That's a very important part, don't forget that. Scrubbing all of the extra glitter and powder off the nails. I also, don't seem to be hesitating about the foil anymore, because at this point I'm going to be applying gel base so that I can file and shape and perfect everything. Since this is a gel manicure, I'm going to be encapsulating the glitters and the foil dip application with a very generous coat of gel base coat. This is what, now see, there's not a lot of filing needed. This is before I go in and file, so you saw there's not a lot to do there. And this is a more generous coat of gel base, because when I do shape and file, I contour. I always shape my cuticle line, so, you know, and then you just roughly buff it after that. But I always do that. It's part of my routine. It's a ritual now, and I think everything has some perfecting that it needs. So I would feel incomplete if I didn't at least buff a little bit, keep it rough for, you know, after you come back from filing, you're going to be putting another base coat on. So you got to give that base coat something to hang on to. So when you're doing the gel method, don't forget, when you file your nails and you buff them, don't buff them smooth. Buff them so that they're a little rough, so that your gel base that goes under your top coat has something to stick onto, and then you'll be Gucci. These colors are so beautiful. I'm so excited to be moving into my personal palette of colors. Upside down, self-level, cure for 60 seconds. When I say this is my palette, it's like undeniable, just because I was born a natural redhead with very fair skin, a sun allergy. I mean, I'm just like the epitome of ginger. Filing routine. I always start with the shaping of the cuticle area up both sides. I kind of go around. You'll see eventually. I haven't gotten to the point where I file in frame all the time, so I just show a little bit here. But it's the file work near the cuticle that gets the shape, and it ensures that nothing's touching the cuticle so that everything can be healthy and continue to grow. After filing is complete, we come back with the gel base coat. Again, you did not buff your nails smooth. You left them a little rough so that this base coat right here has something to hold on to. I can tell you at this point that I just popped this manicure off last night, and it had been almost 2 weeks, just short of 2 weeks. So even though I have the peel base on there, this application method that I showed you in this video resulted in a very strong manicure that lasted, and it stayed shiny the whole time. So kudos to you dipsters for a very good glossy top coat. All right, there we go. Now our top coat has something to stick to. Do not wipe off that sticky layer from this application of base coat, because you want that sticky there so the top coat will stick to it. That's what holds the top coat on and stops it from peeling. A lot of people tell me that they don't like the gel top coat method because their top coat always peels off. Well, you're either not giving it something sticky underneath to stick to, or maybe you're not curing long. I don't know. It's probably that you forgot your base coat, your gel base under it with its sticky coat left on there. Don't remove it, and then put the top coat on top of that. I've never had a problem. I don't have lifting. The only lifting I get is right before they pop off. So as soon as I see lifting on my nails, that's when I know it's time to pop some peelies. That's a video that's coming up soon. Keep an eye out for that. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.